Hi students, welcome to this video tutorial. Today we are going to discuss about the methods for determining order of reactions. In the previous classes we learned about what is the order of reaction, integrated rate equation for reactions of various orders, etc. So today we have to discuss the different methods used for determining order of a reaction. We know that order of a reaction is an experimental quantity. So there are different experimental methods to determine the order of reaction. There are four methods: differential rate expression method, half-life method, integrated rate expression method, and isolation method. These are the methods for determining order of reaction. So today I wish to discuss two methods: differential rate expression method and half-life method. Differential rate expression method is introduced by Van 't Hoff. This Van 't Hoff method. So in this reaction, we don't know nothing about the order of reaction. Whereas reaction giving the product. So we have no idea about the order of reaction. So we want to determine the order of reaction. So we can use the differential rate expression method. For the rate of the reaction for an nth order reaction. For an nth order reaction, rate equation is equal to R is equal to Kn into concentration raised to N. Okay, this is C means the molar concentration of the reactant. R is equal to Kn into C raised to N. So you can take ln R, logarithm on both sides. Ln R is equal to ln K plus N into ln C. I am taking logarithm on both sides. So in this method, we determine the rate of the reaction at various concentration. At the concentration C1, we can take the concentration C1 of the reactant and then determine the rate as R1, and then next take another constant at the same experimental condition, another concentration C2, and then determine the rate of the reaction at that concentration as R2, etc. And then calculate the logarithm of ln C and ln R, ln C1, ln C2, etc. And then calculate ln R as this rate, this is concentration. First concentration, the reaction R1, and then concentration changes to C2, and then reaction rate changes to C2. So different concentration we can determine the rate of the reaction, and taking the logarithm of the concentration and the logarithm of the reaction. Then plot a graph between ln R versus ln C. So here look at this equation. It is an equation of a straight line in the form of the equation of a straight line. Here y is equal to mx plus c. This is an equation for straight line with a y-intercept. That is, here y is equal to ln R, x is ln C. The two variables are R and C. N is a constant for a particular order and K is a constant for a particular reaction at a given condition. So here the variables are ln R and ln C. So in place of y, it is y ln R, for x it is ln C. So we can plot a graph between ln R and ln C. We can get a straight line with a y-intercept. Then from this, the y-intercept is equal to, y-intercept C is equal to ln K. So from this, measuring this y-intercept, we can get the rate constant of the reaction, and then m. M is the slope of the reaction. M is the slope. The slope of the reaction m is nothing but the order of the reaction. By measuring the slope, you can directly get the order of the reaction. This is the method, the Van der Hoef method or differential rate expression method for determining the order of the reaction. First, we can calculate the rate of the reaction at different concentrations and calculate the corresponding logarithm of concentration and the rate, and then plot a graph between ln R versus ln C. So according to this equation, it is a straight line with a y-intercept. The y-intercept is ln K, and from the slope of the straight line we can directly get the order of the reactions. Then another way, using the differential rate expression method, we have a large number of concentration and the corresponding rate for the reaction. So we can choose two two concentrations C1 and C2 and the corresponding rate R1 and R2. Then C1 by C2 is equal to R1 by R2. Okay, that is R1 is equal to Kn into C1 raised to n. Okay, and then R2 is equal to Kn into C2 raised to n. Then R1 by R2 is equal to Kn divided by Kn, C1 raised to n divided by C2 raised to n. So these two cancel, so you can get R1 by R2 is equal to C1 by C2 raised to n. So we can choose any two concentration and the corresponding rate. We can take this equation. R1 by R2 is equal to Kn. Sorry, R1 by R1 is equal to C1 by C2 raised to n. Then taking the logarithm of this equation, that is log, so ln R1 by R2 is equal to n ln C1 by C2. Okay, n ln C1 by C2. Here we can, it is not an graphical method. The first method is a graphical method. It is an analytical method. You can directly calculate the order of the reaction, but here we can get the order of the reaction from the graph. Okay, here n is equal to ln R1 by R2 divided by ln C1 by C2. Okay, this is the second or analytical method using differential rate expression method. So using differential rate expression method, we can calculate the order of reaction either graphically or analytically. The next method is the half-life method. Second method is half-life method. Half-life method. We know that what is half-life. Half-life is the time required to complete the half of the reaction to be completed. Okay, can represent as T half of a nth order reaction as T half n. We have a general equation for calculating the T half of the equation. It is 2 raised to n minus 1 divided by Kn into n minus 1 into A raised to n minus 1. This is the general equation for calculating the half-life of the reaction. That means T half of a reaction is, nth order reaction is inversely proportional to 1 by A raised to n minus 1. Using this relation, we can calculate the order of a reaction. That is, for a reaction, we are giving the product. We can calculate, in this method we can calculate the T half of the reaction at a different concentration by varying the concentration of the reactant. Suppose the concentration, initial concentration of the reactant is at, you can take that is C1, and calculate the T half of the reaction as T half 1, and then changes the concentration to initial concentration to C2, and then calculate the T half of T half 2 and so on. Okay. Then T half 1, then take T half 1 is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1 divided by kn into n minus 1 raised to C1 raised to n minus 1. Okay, here concentration is C1. And similarly, T half 2 is equal to same 2 raised to n minus 1 kn n minus 1 C2 raised to n minus 1. And then taking the ratio T half 1 divided by T half 2 is equal to C2 raised to n minus 1 divided by C1 raised to n minus 1. Okay, C2 raised to n minus 1 divided by C1 raised to n minus 1. And then taking the logarithm, log or ln T half 1 divided by T half 2 is equal to n minus 1 into ln C2 by C1. Okay, from this we can calculate the value of n as n minus 1 equal to ln T half 1 divided by T half 2 divided by T half C2 by C1. Then n is equal to plus 1. N is equal to this plus 1. Okay. So, here ln C2 by C. That is from half-life method, n is equal to ln T half 1 divided by T half 2 or divided by ln C2 by C1 plus 1. So using this method, we can calculate the order of the reaction. And for that, we have to know the T half of the reaction at two different concentration of the reactant. It is an analytical method. It is not a graphical method. It is really an analytical method. So these are the two methods for determining the order of the reaction: differential rate expression method or Markov method, and the half-life method is introduced by Ostwald. It is introduced by Ostwald. Okay, I wish to stop here. Thank you for watching.